This year, experience the NHL playoffs your way. Want to watch a single? Do or die Game 7, a full week of heavy-hitting back-and-forth series. Then check out Sling's 1, 3, and 7-day passes. Watch the Chase for the Cup on ESPN and TNT, starting as low as $4.99. No long-term contracts or overpaying. Just live hockey at home or when you want it. Sling lets you do that. Visit sling.com to learn more.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody!
Your home for the best sports coverage in Utah. You're listening to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone. This is the one with Christopher Walken, right?
No, that was the first one we played of the show.
Oh, okay. What was this video?
Outside of Las Vegas, dancing in a circle, right? With Spike Jonze.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Okay.
I think Spike Jonze actually directed the
Christopher
Chris
Walken
one as well. Oh. But I think this is actually just Spike Jonze dancing.
Ben, we don't have to dwell on this, but I thought this was funny.
Okay.
Cam Ward from Michigan State went on a podcast and talked about the first moment Tom Izzo went crazy when he did something wrong. You ready for this quote?
Okay.
Quote, he was like, "You want to be soft? You can go back to Maryland. Go be a Terp, you soft Maryland kid. You want to be a Terrapin? You want to play for him?" Referring to Buzz Williams.
Uh-huh.
So I do think it's funny that he just completely insults Buzz and Maryland. And
this was a transfer?
As a state and university to motivate his player.
Cameron Ward, not the
quarterback.
not the quarterback
no, the
for the
basketball
Tennessee
player.
Titans. Okay.
Of
He
Michigan
transferred
State.
over from Maryland?
Yeah, I think he's from Maryland.
Okay. We talked to
You want to be soft? Go back to Maryland.
Jaren Jackson Jr. at his end of season media availability, and I think Sarah Todd asked him, like, "Do you like being coached hard? Do you like being soft?" He's like, "Well, I played for Tom Izzo, so
I just
not afraid to tell you what you're doing wrong."
I love I just love that he has to insult Maryland University and Buzz Williams personally.
Poor guy.
I mean, it is kind of the what is going to happen to the Jazz and what did happen to Zach Wilson, where you're going to be like, wow, look how much better the Jazz are. And so at the same time complimenting the Jazz, you're also clowning, you're also insulting everybody that played big minutes for the Jazz.
Yes. As soon as you see how much better the Jazz are next season, you're going to be like, oh.
Hey, God.
None of that matters.
You're like, wow, it's great to watch real players again.
None of what you just watched for the last 4 years was anything.
Meanwhile, everybody who played on the team last year is like, oh, wait.
I was trying very hard.
I was really pouring it on out
doing
there.
my
dude.
best.
Come on. You love that Hard Knocks show. It's the one episode I think I've ever watched.
One of the funniest things I've ever seen somebody
was
say.
The first episode of the Jets, and I can't remember what. I watched it because of Zach Wilson, I think. Watched one episode.
Well, and Aaron Rodgers had just been traded or signed with the Jets.
They helicoptered in that
Liv Schreiber,
lame actor, to meet Aaron Rodgers, which was amazing. But you saw the coaching staff watching Aaron Rodgers play, and you hear it. They're like, so that's what a real quarterback looks like.
That's what a guy who can make those throws does.
Man, this is. Meanwhile,
like
Zach Wilson
in the quarterback room.
Zach Wilson had to be watching HBO and be like, "Come on, dude!
I was the guy.
I was trying.
Yeah,
I was real. You put me into a terrible situation.
Yeah.
Now, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time comes in here, and I have to watch myself get clowned.
We've never seen
on HBO.
We've never seen a quarterback make those throws.
And in the most Jets thing ever happens, Aaron Rodgers gets hurt after like 3 plays, and they have to go back to Zach Wilson.
This backfired.
Hey, Zach, I know we were insulting you all camp on HBO.
We didn't mean it.
But we're going to need you to go in and play now.
We have full faith in you.
Go get him. Oh, man. The Jets.
Yeah.
That's so funny. But anyway, yeah, while trying to motivate his player, Tom Izzo is just blasting Maryland. Everybody.
Well, they play next year, right?
Do they? I have no idea. Oh, they're in the Big Ten.
They're
Yeah,
in the Big Ten. They've got to play one another.
I'm still not used to it. It's been 15 years. Still not used to Maryland in the Big Ten.
Well, we'll see what Buzz has lined up for Tom.
Man, you know what? That move never made any sense. Maryland to the Big Ten. It still doesn't. Maryland and Rutgers in the Big Ten. But then again, USC, Oregon, UCLA, and Washington doesn't make any sense
I've
either.
been watching some draft stuff, and yeah, it's weird watching Keaton Wagler from Illinois playing at USC in a conference game.
I mean, the wildest one is still like we randomly had a Cal game up in the radio command center this year, and it says ACC right there on the floor. It's like I wasn't a geography major,
But that doesn't make any sense.
I know Cal is right by the ocean.
Which ocean?
I don't
Which
think.
A? Yeah. The coast is right.
Coast
you got
correct.
the sea right, but the A seems wrong.
It's a whole different ocean.
Yeah. Anyways.
Do you know how long it would take you in Pioneer days to get from?
Well, if you traveled with the whole team,
to get from
you would show up with 2 players.
Chapel Hill, North Carolina, to Cal Berkeley.
Yeah. 2 of the players would have survived.
Several died on the trip.
Most died. Dysentery everywhere. The 2 that did make it have nothing left.
Think of that. You either would have months and months and months of overland if you had to travel before air travel exists, or sail down all the way around the Cape Horn, all the way up the other side. 0 cents, Ben. It doesn't make any sense. At least Utah, BYU, Arizona State, Arizona kind of, and Colorado fit the footprint-ish of the Big 12, no?
Ish. I mean, yeah, you didn't mention West Virginia.
But
and
West
Central
Virginia
Florida.
doesn't fit.
Whatever.
I feel like Utah fits better than West Virginia.
Absolutely.
fits.
Yeah. No question about it.
But West Virginia was a casualty of the Big East,
Yeah.
forgetting about football.
Right.
All right, Ben. You mentioned the play-ins and how they don't matter because both are going to be just fodder in the next round. Is that true of Charlotte?
Yes.
I ask you because I want to know how much you believe in Charlotte's turnaround, but I also want to know how much you actually believe in the Pistons.
Here's the problem. Not to get so dorky on this, but there's probably not a worse matchup in basketball for the Charlotte Hornets than the Detroit Pistons. Charlotte is really small. Their starting center is Moussa Diabate, who is Oscar Tshiebwe's size. He's just he's that same type of player. All hustle, all muscle, no size. And in fact, you remember the big brawl that Charlotte got into was with the Detroit Pistons. So that is what's fun about this series is Beef Stew, what's his name, Stewart, with the Pistons. Isaiah Stewart. Did punch Moussa Diabate. Now, that's not the fun part of it, but like these teams do not like each other.
It's kind of the fun part.
But it's kind of the fun part of it. Like it's kind of from some throwback Eastern Conference basketball in the playoffs. So I think you're going to see some anger there. But the size and physicality that Detroit has should absolutely take LaMelo Ball out of the game. Because LaMelo is big and he's super talented, obviously, and he can shoot it, but he's pretty finesse. And if you've got a bunch of dudes who are absolutely happy to just hammer him over and over and commit some hard fouls, which the bad boys moniker of the Pistons has somewhat left, but when they've been relevant, they've always been super physical. And right now, with Duren,
Is he going
Isaiah
to play
Stewart,
though? Because Duren's hurt.
is he banged up right now?
Yeah, he's like day to day. Because if he doesn't play, that
Well, maybe not the first game, but he will play in the series. Yes, they're going to beat up the Hornets. Actually, if the Hornets even get out of this game tonight to play the Pistons, I just think it's such a bad matchup for them. So that could have been a fun matchup. That's why I think they probably needed to get into the 7-8 matchup to maybe have a chance against Boston to shoot themselves into a series. But no, I don't think they're going to be able to do it
I'm just
against
not
Detroit.
convinced. I don't think Charlotte's going to beat Detroit, but I'm not convinced Detroit's good.
Okay.
I love Duren.
Uh-huh.
Cade's fine.
Cade's very good. Yeah.
Yeah, well, very good. The rest of the team is just kind of meh.
Asar Thompson's one of the best defensive players in the NBA.
And I love that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't give you much else.
He does not. No.
Kind of like his brother. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't
His
even give
brother's
you.
even much better offensively. Yeah.
I know you love Toby, but I don't know if you can win with Toby Harris as your starting wing.
Yeah. No,
They don't score. Duncan Robinson?
No, he's just a shooter. No, they are flawed. They are too flawed. Dennis Jenkins is really fun. He's going to have a big playoff run here. He's become a very good player who was formerly a two-way guy who's jumped up and is now their kind of second go-to scorer. I mean, Duran's probably their second go-to scorer, and then Dennis Jenkins steps up and has to play a lot. But, like, it's a bad sign that your former two-way guy is now playing a huge role on your roster. And it's why, at the trade deadline, there was still talk about them, like, going out and trying to trade for Lauri Markkanen.
They should have done it. They should have done it. They need more. They need more oomph.
They probably should have gone for Michael Porter Jr.
That's not enough oomph.
They probably should have gone for a guy who can, if not create his own shot, at least generate advantages with his shooting. And they kind of took a half step with Duncan Robinson towards it. They are going to recognize, I think, when they face off against, it could be Cleveland in the second round, but if they make it to the conference finals, if they make it that far, when they play Boston, who I assume is going to make it to the conference finals, I think they're going to see that rear its ugly head. But even if they play against the Knicks, I think it's going to be a hard issue. I mean, the Knicks do have a lot of defenders they can throw at you.
How on earth was this team 10th in offensive rating this year?
Well, Cade's truly brilliant.
No, he's great. I got it. But there's more than one player on a basketball team. Like, one player isn't going to get you there.
And a lot of it does have to do with their defense was so suffering.
Is that what it is? Turnovers?
They create turnovers. They get opportunities to go out there and score. So, also they play in the East. The East is lousy.
I wonder how much of that has to do with it. Yeah.
I think there's a real chance that that's a big part of it.
They turn teams over the most.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. That's a lot of transition buckets.
Yeah, 12.1%.
No, I think their scoring is going to come down quite a bit in the playoffs. They're not going to be able to do that particularly well.
No, that usually goes away. Not goes away, but becomes much less of a factor. Yeah, I don't think that they can fake it offensively. But you know what? I love defensive teams, so I'd happy to be wrong about it.
They'll be fun to watch, for sure. And this series will be fun. I hope they play Charlotte. Or I can't stand watching Orlando right now. But I would love to watch Charlotte play because Charlotte plays a fun style of basketball. The ball moves a lot. But I do think the heavy-handedness of the Pistons is fun to watch. They're very defensive-minded.
All right. I have one more NBA thing for you, and we can do some hockey coming up in the next segment. Let's play a little game, Ben. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. Guess who, and we have no idea who has this quote. It's an anonymous quote that Chris Mannix is reporting. All right. Anonymous quote, but let's guess who it is. Okay. Quote. By the way, I'll throw this out. Anonymous NBA executive.
Okay.
Quote. Adam is one of the best commissioners in history, not basketball history, sports history, unquote.
What is this in reference to? Tanking stuff?
I don't know. That's just a quote.
That's just a quote.
The best commissioner in history.
It's somebody who just cares about money. It's not somebody who really cares about the rules. So who needed the money the most? Because Adam Silver has made these owners extraordinarily rich. No question about it.
I was going to say, my guess would be either Adam himself or got to be
an executive, though? You didn't say owner. You said an executive.
Yeah, Pelinka? Got him Luka?
Could be Pelinka. I could see that. It could be. No, because I don't think
you landed me Luka?
It could be Pelinka. Yeah, I could see that. Let's make that trade. Because I don't know if Adam Silver has a lot of fans around the NBA. But a couple of people have obviously benefited. But you know what? Who's benefited is the small market teams because he has introduced some parity into the league.
Well, I mean, he's the whole moving TV rights away from individual teams and into the pool is not going to be is popular with the Utah Jazzes of the world. Actually, Jazz bad example because they did pretty well with their regional broadcast.
But I suspect there are going to be small market executives now who are not thrilled with him because of the new tanking rules. It does not benefit small market teams.
I don't think it benefits anybody.
It shouldn't. It doesn't seem like it will. But small market teams do need to be bad too.
I still don't know who he's trying to please on that one.
Well, and right now it's not helping small market teams because he's made it harder for small market teams to get good lottery picks.
I honestly think we get too focused on the size of the rules are designed to make it even. Where do big markets have their advantages now in the NBA? Maybe this is a broader topic, but so Miami, which isn't even that big of a market, and LA, and to a lesser extent, I would say New York, have some advantages in big trades and free agency.
Mm-hmm. Free agency is mostly dead.
I totally agree. Yeah. So that negates that.
That negates it. But also where you used to be able to be if you were a small market team, you had the lottery to fall back on. You say, well, if we win the lottery, we've got a chance to get an all-star player, a superstar player. And by flattening the odds, he's made it an option for Dallas to jump up from 10.
But Dallas is a big market team.
I'm
saying
saying
I
That's
don't
what I'm saying.
think
He hasn't helped small market teams with tanking. He's kind of cut off the top in free agency and the bottom in tanking.
I don't know if market size means nearly what it used to, or even if it meant anything then.
I think that's fair.
I don't know. Where big markets really had their advantage, honestly, if you want to look at something tangible, is their regional television deals paid them way more, because there are way more people that live in Los Angeles than there are that live in Salt Lake City. Now, that's still true. The Lakers have their own regional TV deal, but the way the direction, because of the death of the model in and of itself, regional TV networks are just gone. There's nobody to buy the product anymore. They've pooled resources, and you see more and more games that are now going to streaming and are under the umbrella of their national partners. I would guess what the Jazz have going, which I think Jazz Plus is cool. I love it that they put on K-Jazz. I would bet that doesn't disappear altogether, but it might. They might go the Major League Soccer route where they just put everything on.
There will be a couple of teams that really fight it.
That go on Apple Plus. Yeah, the Lakers will fight it.
The Lakers and the Knicks are really going to fight it. Because they get huge television numbers.
The Clippers should fight it, but they went.
They need it now.
They went internal when it wasn't advantageous financially to go internal. They were not the franchise to do that.
By the way, this quote comes from an article from Mannix about the next few months being probably what will establish or define Adam Silver's legacy. I think that's very fair. Now, the problem is he's put this on himself. Adam has backed himself into a corner where now he has to have all these solutions for tanking and the draft, et cetera, et cetera. This is stuff he made via cats in the wall.
Yeah, it's
now
all.
He's
It's
got
all.
to figure out how to get him out of the wall. Finally.
It's all a cell phone.
Wall, eh?
I told you at the beginning of this whole thing when somebody called to complain about tanking, you should have told them to shut up.
Yeah, stop talking.
Lose my number.
Yeah. I've got a guy, James Dolan, who really knows some good security tactics.
Oh, you
Don't
know
mess
what
around
you
with
should
me.
do? Did I ever tell you that? Maybe I wouldn't do. I used to just refer Kevin Graham's number to anybody that asked for it. Mm-hmm. Like, do you need bug protection services? I said, I might. Can I give you my number? And I just give him Kevin
Give him
Graham's
Kevin's
number.
number. That's tough. I wonder if somebody did that. I'm getting a lot of calls right now.
Wouldn't you just if you're Adam Silver, just give him James Dolan's number? Although Jimmy Dolan could do some damage. Maybe that wouldn't be a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who cares about this? James Dolan. Here's his number. I'm gonna start giving away Salazar's number.
That's a good idea. Christian.
Oh, I'm gonna start giving away Christian's number to any listener that wants it. If you want Christian's phone number,
You want a direct line to us?
you can.
Here's Christian.
Should we just give it out on the air?
Sure. Read it.
What did you need, Sean? Sorry. Oh, we have something to give away. Love it. All right, caller number 12 right now, 801-575-ZONE. You're going to win a 5-pack of tickets. Take the fam to tomorrow's San Diego FC at Real Salt Lake match in America First Field. Kickoff is going to be at 7:30, but you could be going 801-575-ZONE, 801-575-ZONE. More Jake and Ben coming up next, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
This year, experience the NHL playoffs your way. Want to watch a single, do or die Game 7, a full week of heavy-hitting back-and-forth series? Then check out Sling's 1, 3, and 7-day passes. Watch the chase for the cup on ESPN and TNT, starting as low as $4.99. No long-term contracts or overpaying. Just live hockey at home or when you want it. Sling lets you do that. Visit sling.com to learn more.
I'm here on the job site with Dale, who's a framing contractor.
Hey, good morning.
Dale traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance for all his business vehicles. We're here where he needs us most.
Yep, they sure are.
We make it easy for him to save on all his insurance needs, all in one place, with coverage that fits his business and bottom line. Oh, I shouldn't have looked down.
It's all right.
We're so far up here.
Look at me. Take a deep breath.
No, I'm good. So good.
Get a commercial auto insurance quote today at geico.com and see how much you could save. It feels good to Geico.
Whether it's the Jazz, Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, these guys have got you covered.
Time to eat, fellas.
You're locked on to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson
1, 2, 3, move it.
on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. I still think it's funny that they apparently let Kyle Whittingham write the NHL injury report rules. I don't know. I just saw an old tweet from Cole, our friend Cole Bagley, was talking about Dylan Guenther and Sean Dursey not playing. And last night says Guenther didn't play for undisclosed.
Yeah.
And Dursey didn't play for upper body. Like, I love it. It's upper body. Why not? Just don't say anything.
Yeah, right. Just didn't play. What does it matter?
Just didn't play if you're going to
Especially
go.
because everybody knew Dursey's hand got hurt. He got hit in the puck or in the hand with a puck.
But if you're going to be
They talked about it on the broadcast.
If you're going to be that vague over injuries, just don't.
Just don't say anything.
Just don't say it.
Right.
Like, at this point, that doesn't help anybody.
Upper body could be his eyes an eye got gouged out.
Could have a nose problem like Nurk.
No, he got hit in the pinky with a puck. Oh. Well, yeah, that's totally different.
So I don't know. I'd probably prefer more specificity. Did I say that right? Just as an observer and a fan of the game. But if you're not, if you're going to get that vague, just don't do it. Just don't even bother. Say that they're not going to play.
There are some injuries that could play a role in the playoffs here, where the Vegas Golden Knights are quite healthy. Jack McBain has not played in a bit.
Got a lower body, right?
I think he's got a lower body.
Got a lower?
Something that's
Something on the
bothering
lower.
him.
Okay.
We'll see if Dursey's able to come back and play.
His we know is upper.
Yeah, day to day. Guenther day to day, though Guenther was fully healthy.
Well, his was undisclosed.
Okay.
But they actually wrote undisclosed.
Because it was rest.
No, it was just undisclosed, Ben. I don't.
I'm not going to tell
But
you
they
that.
wrote that.
Yeah. Okay. And then Barrett Hayton has been out quite a bit as well. So.
Well, yeah. What's the status for McBain? I'm sorry, you just went over that. Is he? Because
has not been updated.
Everybody's talking about how his return would be such a huge.
Because he's huge. He
Such a
plays
huge
playoff
thing.
style hockey.
And they need him
Yeah.
particularly, right?
Yeah. Barrett Hayton not as big, 6'1", 200 pounds. But yes, McBain, 6'4", 230.
Because you were talking about
He's a
yesterday,
bruiser.
Vegas is big and slow, but skilled.
And tough.
Yeah.
And tough, as you mentioned, is right on, can really take speed out of the game. And hockey, obviously the possession matters and the hits matter more, and they play quick and everything's crazy. But I think the physicality takes a major step forward. So
That seems to me that'll be at the crux of this series of how do the Mammoth respond to that?
yeah. And what happens when they fall behind? Are they able to bounce back? They were able to do that lately. If they gave up a goal early and they gave up too many goals early, can they start sharp? And if they do fall behind, can they bounce back? McBain is week to week. So
That's
does that
almost
mean?
as big as upper body.
lower body, actually, for McBain.
Oh, lower body. Oh,
week
man.
to week, lower body.
Prayers up for the lower body
Jack McBain.
of Jack McBain. I've been very concerned.
Yeah. Again, I'm excited to see this. I'm excited for all these new, the first goal, the first playoff goal in Mammoth history, the first playoff win in Mammoth history. I'm excited for those things. I'm also excited to see, where does McBain matter so much
Yeah.
in the playoffs when these guys start to really wear on one another?
Isn't this type of matchup the reason they made the move for Mackenzie Weegar?
Yeah.
Isn't this the reason? Isn't this where we're going to see the value of that particular player and the reason why they made that particular move?
And Nate Schmidt in the offseason. But yes,
Yeah.
guys who have won in the past or who have played a lot of Stanley Cup playoff games in their career who know exactly what they have to do in these moments, because Nick Schmaltz and Clayton Keller have not done it. And certainly Logan Cooley and Dylan Guenther have never done it. A lot of these young players have never been in these big games. So yes, some veterans, especially defensive veterans, are there to kind of stabilize everything.
I think they should go sans goalie the whole time.
Okay. I was a little surprised last night that Vejmelka played. Bear he's going to ride that horse to death. Now, Vejmelka may want to be playing.
Well,
he may
that's
not
the
want to
thing.
take long breaks.
When it comes to goaltenders, Jay Stevens comes on the station a lot, but we should talk to him. I would buy into that as a rhythm position. That yes, fatigue and that sort of thing, is something to be valued. But you also probably want to be in a pretty good rhythm, right? Seeing the puck pretty well, going into the playoffs. That might have been a want to keep you sharp kind of thing.
And then along those lines, also, I would note that there was the big break during the Olympics. And while Vejmelka was on Czechia, he did not play at all in the Olympics. And then they have weird breaks this year in the playoffs. They go Sunday, Tuesday, then they don't play till Friday, and then they don't play till Monday. So they've only got 4 games over the next 11 days?
That's silly. The NHL used to be pretty hard every other night in the playoffs.
And then they do. So they will play between today and May 1st, which is 2 weeks from today. They will play 6 games, but considering they don't start till Sunday, it's quite a bit of time off. And only 4 over those first 8 days is very, very light.
And every, hockey brainiac we've had on the show tells us that make or break with that position.
Yeah.
That, you cannot make a deep playoff run without a goalie who's playing well. It's just not possible. It's not like in the NBA, these teams that try to play no defense but score a zillion points.
And Carter Hart has been a little hot and cold this season. He's the goaltender for the Vegas Golden Knights. Closed the season extraordinarily well, was part of the big reason that they went on their run.
Yeah, Vegas, I'm really curious because, like I said in the previous hour, I don't see how having a new coach 2 weeks before the playoffs is actually an advantage, even though they have been playing better. And maybe it's one of those beware the underachieving team because they might just start achieving at some point, and maybe that it's a bad draw for that reason with Vegas. But to my amateur eye, this seems like a fairly winnable series. Not fairly winnable. Maybe that's underselling it. I mean, they're the underdog, right? But I don't think it's a lost cause by any means. Ryan Smith went on Armpit apparently this morning.
Okay.
And was saying that he's confident that they can win this series.
Yeah. That certainly seems to be the perspective. Certainly seems like everyone thinks this is a winnable opportunity for the Mammoth. Carter Hart's last 6 games, he's allowed 1 goal in each game, so he's been on fire.
That's pretty good.
Save percentage of .930. Really, you got to be above 9. Above 9-1, you start to get really good.
That probably ends Sunday, Ben.
Let's hope so. Or you win 1-0. Vejmelka's got to be perfect. But Vejmelka gets hot, too. We've seen Vejmelka go on some runs. And that I think, is probably where the Mammoth become really dangerous, and the credit to the Mammoth this season. It has seemed like when their back has been against the wall, they run off 5 straight. They were in this point where it was getting to the wild card, where they're even going to make the playoffs. You kind of thought, oh, it's getting a little dicey, and they won 5 in a row to put themselves in wild card 1. Earlier this season, they got off to that shaky start. It was like, is this team having like kind of a sophomore slump in Utah? And they won 8 in a row.
But you're going glass half full for the Mammoth. Couldn't you just say on the other side of it that what a manic team, that it was a disaster, and they put themselves in a position where they had to win, and then they won when they had to? I mean, you can look at it both ways. What Mammoth are riding into the playoffs? Is it the team that clinched, or is it the team that dumped, 2 in a row?
4 in a row.
4 in a row?
Pittsburgh, Chicago, Minnesota, Chicago.
So, yeah, they win when they had to, but why did they have to?
Yeah, no, absolutely
Why did they put themselves in that position? So which Mammoth team is actually riding into the playoffs? I think it's very much relevant.
Who's going to show up? And that's what's fun. That's why I'm excited to see this.
It was that kind of season, which is not what I would guess is ideal. You'd rather just win on a solid clip the whole year as opposed to just go into the dumps.
Just be the Avalanche. That would be much better.
And then be awesome. I'm not even talking about just the Avalanche. Keep the same winning percentage, but just have it be more consistent.
Yeah.
Like, would you trade how many did they win in a row when we were talking to a Nickel Check about streaking? Was it 7?
Yeah.
Would you trade the 7 wins for the? I wonder what's their consecutive losses this year.
Their longest, probably 4. But yeah.
You know what I mean?
Better to be 3-5.
Right. Be consistent.
Every 8 games, or 5-3 every 8 games, or 3-2 every 5
forget
games.
how to play hockey once a month.
Yeah. There's some panic there.
Which was strange about this team. And it comes back to the speed versus toughness thing. I wonder if that's, NBA teams that shoot tons of threes tend to be really streaky, or can be more streaky. Is that speed in hockey where it can be a little more streaky when teams figure it out? Whereas, the more methodical Golden Knights, maybe that's leads to more consistent hockey. I don't know.
Between October 28th and December 1st, I think the Mammoth went, and I'm not looking necessarily at overtime here, but they went something like 3-11, 3-12.
Rough,
that team can't show up. But then, they go on these crazy runs where between January 5th and January 24th, they won 8 out of 9 or 9 out of 10. They've got to figure out which team they're going to be. And that's where the veterans have to step up. I'm not sure you can always count on the young guys to know how to handle some of these things. And it's great that Cooley was so good down the stretch, and Dylan Gunther got to 40 goals, and certainly Clayton Keller, having never played at this level, other than, in the Olympics, didn't play a whole lot, had some of his best hockey of the year. But, yeah, you're going to need Sergachev, who's lifted the cup, to step up here. And Uyghur, like you mentioned, and Nate Schmidt and Ian Cole, some of these guys who have been here before probably have to steady the ship.
All right, stay tuned. We wrap up another week of the Jake and Ben Show. Coming up next, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
This year, experience the NHL playoffs your way. Want to watch a single? Do or die Game 7, a full week of heavy-hitting back-and-forth series. Then check out Sling's 1, 3, and 7-day passes. Watch the Chase for the Cup on ESPN and TNT, starting as low as $4.99. No long-term contracts or overpaying. Just live hockey at home or when you want it. Sling lets you do that. Visit sling.com to learn more.
Who's got it better than us?
Your home for the best sports coverage in Utah. You're listening to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
Two niggas on the airways, talking sports. They got him Matrix and also loves his tie-dye. Ben's got style with his scarves. Oh my.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake, Scott, Ben Anderson. Ben, randomly, we started out the show talking about James Dolan and his paranoid surveillance. I just found this story during the break. Apparently, President Trump wants to redo Penn Station.
Okay.
Have you been to Penn Station? I've never been to Penn Station.
I don't think I have.
Anyway, trying to get some energy to. Do you know who he had a secret meeting with?
James Dolan?
James Dolan.
Oh, there you go. They're buddies.
See, this is why I'm not. I would never live in New York. Imagine the surveillance state that he's going to set up if he redoes Penn Station.
I mean, Penn Station's right by MSG, right?
Yeah.
It's at MSG.
Well, part of the reason maybe they're meeting is because there's a plan, or at least one of the ideas to reboot Penn Station involves moving Madison Square Garden.
Okay. That'd be tough to do. Not a lot of city blocks in Manhattan that become available.
Let's see. One plan proposes relocating Madison Square Garden from its current location atop the station to an adjacent spot in Midtown Manhattan,
Okay.
a move that would require the agreement of James Dolan.
Okay.
So maybe that's why they're looping him in. I
Maybe
hope
they
it's
have been
I
at
hope
Penn
it's
Station.
not
I don't
for
know.
him to take over the project.
Sure.
I think that'd be bad news for every freedom-loving American.
Agreed.
James
See
Dolan
everybody.
sees everybody in the main. That's got to be the main artery of the city, right? Or the main.
I think it is the busiest station.
Yeah. Watch yourself.
The busiest transportation facility in the Western Hemisphere. James Dolan can't wait to get his hands on that.
Right. We can't let
I know
that
everybody
happen.
that's coming through.
We cannot. Your average American, we cannot let that happen.
How old is James Dolan?
Not old enough.
Apparently.
Way too young.
70.
Is he really?
Yikes.
Man, I wish he was 80.
90.
He looks terrible for 70. All that soft living.
Yeah.
Life's
Life's been too easy on James
Life's
Dolan.
been way too easy for that guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't have some grizzled good looks that come with working for a living.
Well, it's nice to be a son of a very rich father.
Man, if I could only go back and do that again.
What did Charles Dolan do? What did Dad do? Business? Oh, Cablevision and HBO.
Uh-huh.
Dang.
That'd be nice.
Must be.
Yeah, his dad was like, "Hey, can I give you a boost in life, son?" Yeah, Dad, I've always dreamed of owning the Knicks.
3/4 of the city of Manhattan. Okay.
He owns 3/4 of the city of
I
Manhattan.
bet they own a lot of property. I mean, if you own Madison Square Garden, I mean, again, how many people own a city block in the greatest city or the biggest city on the planet? Well,
Yeah,
not
let's
the
not
biggest
go.
city on the planet,
Let's not
but
go down this greatest.
New York's pretty darn good. But
Is it?
Yes, but yeah, you own a city block there, you're in good shape.
I can think of many other cities that I'd rather visit than New York. But it is big. That is true. And it is big in a very small geographical area,
Yeah.
which is also true.
Yeah.
And they do not dispose of their garbage very well.
They've got garbage cans finally.
That was like 2 years ago.
They're like, where'd all the rats go?
Where
You don't
rat
just
from?
splay your garbage out on the ground. The animals aren't digging through it as readily.
Amazing how that works.
Why is every other major city doing this across the entire planet?
I honestly said that for years. I said, where is this city's dumpsters? I mean, I've been to Chicago. It's not that much smaller than New York, and they managed to not have garbage everywhere.
I get they've got narrow little roads, and it's hard to get big dump trucks and garbage trucks there. Figure it out. It's worth it. I promise you.
Hey, put Jim's efforts into that.
Garbage
man. Not Penn Station or the Knicks for that matter. You know, after Adam Silver arbitrarily forced out Donald Sterling, he should have just kept. You know, you set that standard where you can just force out any owner at any time. You should have just kept going. That Leonidas bozo in Washington, just gone. Dolan,
clean
gone.
house.
Yeah, just force them all.
All right, here's the playoffs. Opening round, Thunder and either Suns, Warriors, Lakers, Rockets, and I'm going to say the home team first, obviously. Lakers, Rockets, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Spurs, Trailblazers. In the West, who's most likely to have a road victory?
Oh, just one?
Just to start the season. When we're coming back on Monday, who won over the weekend on the road?
Not the Lakers.
Lakers are the home team.
Okay, so the Rockets.
Rockets.
Uh-huh. I could see the Timberwolves beating the
Nuggets.
Nuggets.
I can see the Timberwolves.
In game one.
And then in the Eastern Conference, Pistons or Magic Hornets, Cavaliers hosting the Raptors, Knicks hosting the Hawks, Celtics hosting the 76ers.
Knicks.
You think the Hawks could get this win?
I do.
All right.
The Hawks, I think, are an interesting story. As I don't know, I think as the further we get away from Quinn Snyder, I think the more we realize we may have overrated him slightly as a coach. That said, I don't think he's a bad coach.
No, he's a good coach.
And getting Trae Young off that roster was just what the doctor ordered. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden they're guarding and they're playing as a team and all these good things I like. So I think Atlanta will. I think they'll beat the Knicks in the first round.
Okay. I think that's going to be a very fun series. I'm excited to see some of those players in the playoffs. I like Jordan Clarkson. I want to see him playing with the New York Knicks.
Is he going to play?
Yeah, I think he has to play.
Does he? Is he in the rotation?
He has been in and out of the rotation, and he got into it late and then kind of fell out of it again. So we will see how much he ends up playing. And, of course, you do trim the rotation to, Tom Thibodeau style, 8 guys. He may not be in that. He may not be there in this rotation. We'll see, though. They might need scoring at some point. If you need scoring, that is what Jordan Clarkson does well. He's playing 15 minutes a night the last 3 games. Before that, he was only at about 10. I wouldn't be surprised if they carve off 5 to 10 minutes for him.
It's funny to me that you love Jordan Clarkson so much. I liked the concept of him. I liked his personality. I think it's cool he re-signed here when he had other options. There's lots of things that I do like about Jordan Clarkson. Watching him play is not one of them.
Oh, really? And I love guys who play like that.
Dude, just to hog the ball and dribble until they find a stupid shot?
Yeah. I like watching players like that.
Drives me bananas.
Yeah, it's fun. I think Jordan's a very fun player. And matches up well with the energy inside Madison Square Garden. So I'm excited about that. And then I'm excited to see Quinn coach. I want to see what he looks like again in the playoffs because he hasn't been back to the playoffs since he left the Jazz. So let's see. He is, I don't want to say solely to blame for some of the Jazz failures, but his inability to make major adjustments when they were obvious was a huge flaw.
Certainly was against the Clippers.
Huge flaw.
And that was their best chance, was that year.
Yep. And he couldn't figure out how to change anything.
Terrence Mann beat him.
They built an entire roster to make sure they didn't have to make major adjustments. So how does he handle the New York Knicks in the first round?
I wonder if he's different. He was too in love with the stats, too.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's different.
Yeah. One of the funnier, I don't think Will Hardy meant it as an insult, but I wouldn't put it past him, I guess, is I asked Will, what does Quinn do well? Because they work together in San Antonio. He said, there's nobody better who sees the stats and puts them on the court.
Uh-huh.
And as I thought about that more, I thought, that might not have been a compliment. That might have been him saying he sees the stats. And that's
end of story.
The end of the coaching that happens. He's really good at understanding the numbers.
You see, the stats say if I play defense behind James Harden,
we'll have a chance.
We'll have a chance in this thing.
So,
stay tuned. Scotty G and friends are coming up next.
Thanks for all your help, Sean.
Talk to you on Monday. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
This year, experience the NHL playoffs your way. Want to watch a single, do or die Game 7, a full week of heavy hitting back and forth series? Then check out Sling's 1, 3, and 7 day passes. Watch the Chase for the Cup on ESPN and TNT, starting as low as $4.99. No long-term contracts or overpaying. Just live hockey at home or when you want it. Sling lets you do that. Visit sling.com to learn more.